Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Man United Talks preview. Yeah, I'm excited. It is August 25th. This is the last preview before the international break. We got Spurs on Monday Night Football once again. If you are excited, please let me know. I think my audio might just be a bit too loud, so I'm going to turn that down. Yeah. Excuse me. Man United at home at Old Trafford to Spurs. Monday Night Football, as I said, as you can see, that's why I got the dark ambiance of Old Trafford going on. Excuse me, but if you do enjoy, before we get into this, drop a like and subscribe, comment anything you want, okay? Just interact with me. I need friends. I'm kidding. I mean, I will make friends. All my subscribers are good friends of mine. Not good friends, but you know. Anyway, this has got weird. So, let's talk about football. Let's talk about why we are here today, ladies and gentle human beings. Manchester United lost their last game against Brighton at the MX Stadium 3-2. And that just threw me off. I looked back at the video. I didn't even have Brighton's third goal down before I started streaming. It was just a bad time. But hey, okay, let's talk about football for a second. Manchester United, as far as I know, as you can see, the only injuries there are Romero, Delo, and Rojo. Rojo is back in the mix a bit. I don't think he's training with the squad yet, but he's back to doing fitness training and all that type of stuff. Delo, as we know, is still recovering. Same kind of process as Rojo. And I don't think Romero's still in physiotherapy. So, yeah, that's pretty much the case. He was supposed to be out 4 months after his surgery, which I believe he got in June. So, yeah, he should be back. What is it? Next month. Sometime next month is the plan. Yeah, but as for that, as we saw, Jesse Lingard is back. Valencia was training with the squad last week. He just wasn't fit to play. So, I would expect him to be playing against Spurs. That's what I'm saying. But I think apart from that, everyone else is fit. I think Matic should come back in. Especially if we're going to be playing against the Spurs midfield, against the Dembélés of the world and Eric Dyer. These are beast players. I don't think Pereira is ready to go up against them. I don't think we are confident or comfortable enough in the 4-3-3 that we play to... Excuse my hat. What is happening? We are comfortable or confident enough in the 4-3-3 to play Pereira. If we were flying and doing bits, I wouldn't have a problem with it, but I don't think that's the case right now. Anyway, yeah, so I got some notes here. The biggest problem I had with Brighton, you know what? I'll say this before we get back. I'll say this as I'm about to predict the score. So let's talk about Spurs for a second, because what I was about to say is just a bit too much. Spurs, as you see there. Oh my God, I still got Bruno down, bro. Scrap Bruno. Bruno isn't even a Spurs player. Bruno was there for Brighton. Oh my goodness, that's embarrassing. So, Son and Wanyama are the only injuries Spurs have at the moment, and that young Bruno guy, you know. But apart from that, their whole squad is fit, which is fortunate for them. Son is a great player, and I'm happy he's not playing. But I think Wanyama's an even bigger miss for them because, excuse me, he's kind of like just a beast, really. Not kind of. He is a beast. And his defensive positioning and just his imposing figure, because he is such a big guy, I think it will be missed. I think they've definitely struggled without Son because he offers the X factor. They struggled to show X factor in their first 2 games. In my personal opinion, they didn't play absolutely great. They put a lot of crosses in, and that's another thing I want to address is that Trippier, I don't think he's a great crosser of the ball. And I was going to say this anyway, but I saw it in a lot of United previews, so you guys probably seen it. I've seen other people say it, but Spurs, they have such a high volume of crosses, or such a high rate of crossing, that obviously crosses are going to come off more often than not in comparison to Manchester United, because we don't cross the ball at all. I think against Leicester, we didn't cross the ball at all, which is bad. That's terrible. So, my point is the success of Trippier's crossing ability and Aurier's crossing ability isn't necessarily down to the fact that they're world class deliverers of the ball. It's just that they cross so much that it's bound to come off, especially when you got a 6'2", 6'3" Harry Kane in the box just poaching and ready to finish. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much that. That's for Spurs team. Um, and the top performers, I've got Trippier and Ali because obviously Kane scored, so that all gets things over. But Trippier, like, I put him there, but I explained his whole philosophy or his whole game plan, I guess, is just to cross the ball all the time. He's a good defender, I'll give him that, but Spurs, the way they play is just very suited to the very well suited to the personnel they have, and that's just the way it should be, really. Um, I'll give Poch the upper hand on that in comparison to Mourinho, is that he does well with what he has, although in comparison or what's the word, or whatever, in comparison, Mourinho doesn't have what he wants. I think for the most part, Pochettino has the team he wants. Mourinho doesn't. Um, I'd say Mourinho probably has 70% of the team he wants, whereas Poch, I would say, if he doesn't have the team he wants, he's darn near close to 100% of the team he wants. But as for Spurs' game plan, the first two games of the season, they played the 3-5-2 with Kane. Actually, it was a 3-4-3 the first game of the season. There was Lucas, Kane, and Ali up front. Sorry, Lucas, Kane, and Eriksson, and Ali was in midfield with Dyer, I believe that was the case. Um, and that was weird. I wouldn't play Ali in the central box-to-box midfield role at all. Although, when he first came into Spurs' side, that was the position he played. So, I guess that's fair for the most part. Excuse me while I look to see, and I should have this already. I apologize, guys. I want to see what Spurs' lineup was when they played Fulham. Did they play a front three the same? No, they played a front two against. I mean, it you really could look at it the way it just depends on the way you interpret it, because the way they flow and move, at times it'll be three up front, at times it'll be two up front. But one thing that I'm kind of happy we didn't get Lucas Moura when I look back on the transfer window, because Lucas isn't really a creative winger. He's not. He could be a striker, really. A second striker for all I care, because he's a finisher. He's a finishing winger. He scores goals. He can get assists, obviously, but his primary skill set is to finish, and that's what he did a lot at PSG. And as you've seen so far, Spurs, he hasn't created much at all, and he scored a pretty good goal. I think it was opening day. Or was it? Did he? It was against Fulham. Apologies. Anyway, but yeah, my point being, I'm gonna get into the lineup so we can talk tactics. I said my point being, but apologies, guys. I'm so just off the pace right now. Let's get into the lineups. So the back five. I go for back five because I think Mourinho is gonna try to match Spurs. Their system. When it comes to the big games, Mourinho definitely does not try to be stubborn. He tries to match the opposition system. So I go with David in the back, obviously. And then we got Shaw, Lindelof, Smalling, Bailly, and Valencia as the back five. Pending Valencia is fully fit, which I think he should be. Bailly and Lindelof, because, really they're progressing and they're doing well. They didn't really show that against Brighton, but, they were playing against Glenn Murray and a bit of a tough side, as you would say, versus Leicester, who Claude Puel is transitioning into somewhat of a finesse-based style team. But going up against Harry Kane, I definitely think we should have Chris Smalling, for the simple part that I don't think Eric Bailly is going to beat Harry Kane to a header. Lindelof is not fond of heading the ball from what it looks like, So I go with that back five. And I think Valencia is going to have a good time against Ben Davies, hopefully. Hopefully we have him back. Same goes for Shaw versus Trippier. I think Shaw has a bigger body. He's quicker than Trippier. And that'll be interesting to look at. So, Let us move into the midfield. I go with a three in midfield: Pogba, Herrera, and Fred. I said Herrera and not Pereira. I love Andres Pereira, and I think he could be a good sub for Fred, pending the situation of the game. I think that could be a great substitution. Um, excuse me, but that's a midfield three that I think could control the game. I think you have Herrera to dominate and to just be a pest to Christian Eriksen all day long. Fred is going to be in and amongst, moving the ball around and just tidying it up as you like. And then you got Pogba to create. And what I'm looking forward to is seeing Pogba and Luke Shaw kind of get a relationship on the left wing, because Pogba had that relationship with Martial when he played out wide, but we don't play that way. And then Sanchez is all in the mix. And speaking of Sanchez, I should have had him on the injury list because I don't believe he's going to be back. But if that's any indication, this is what my front three looks like. My front two, sorry. Lukaku and Marcus Rashford is the two that I've gone for up front. I think they'll cause a lot of drama and danger and confusion to the Spurs back line. That is the hope and the plan. In my opinion, Marcus Rashford running in behind. I kind of hope Rashford plays on the right. I put him on the left, but I hope he plays on the right so he can trouble with Jan Vertonghen, and if it's Alderweireld, whoever on the left side, and then Lukaku kind of plays off of Davinson Sanchez, because Sanchez is good and he's strong. He's still young and inexperienced though, and hopefully Lukaku can feed off of that. I believe last time he played Spurs at Old Trafford, Dyer was playing the right center back role, and Lukaku won the header in the last few minutes of the game and flicked it onto Martial, and then we won the game 1-0. But that's the lineup I've gone with to match Spurs. Sort of. They have like a good pace in the way they move the ball. They don't really try long balls. Harry Kane likes to play off the shoulder of the defender, although he's not that quick. He likes to try to kind of get him behind and do what he needs to do. But my personal plan and preference is for Manchester United to kind of just try to bully him. I know we're going to be at Old Trafford and you want to see us dominate and control the ball, but I think what we should do is go in there and just be a force against Tottenham. You know, you got Lukaku, you got, well, I guess that's really all you got, because we don't play Fellaini, and God, I just thought about it. I could very well see Fellaini playing. Oh, no. Oh, no. But one thing I actually have just missed out on, I forgot about Jesse Lingard, and I did say he needs to start. But saying that to say, if Jesse Lingard comes on, if Jesse Lingard comes on in the 60th minute, although now I'm thinking about it, he probably will start. If Jesse Lingard comes on in around the 60th minute, that's going to be a lot of fun to see his movement, and just, he's probably going to come on for Fred, but to see his movement and quick and just his wit, his intelligence, the way he gets around and zips around the field and the pitch is just great to watch. I know I kind of really haven't tied things together so far in this preview, but basically what I'm saying is we need to show up and just show the force we are, especially at Old Trafford. We aren't bossing teams. We aren't acting like we are the best. And even if you aren't the best, if you act like it, it kind of gives off an kind of, I don't want to say vibe, but a confidence, you know? And having Valencia back as captain, I don't think that's really going to make a difference. But I just think we need to show up with just some sort of a confidence, not necessarily arrogance, because we don't have anything to be arrogant about. We need some sort of confidence. You know, we got one of the best managers in the world. We got arguably the best central midfielder in the world. We got one of the best strikers in the league. We got the best goalkeeper in the world. But we need to play like that, play with that confidence. So, all that said, I predict that Manchester United are going to win. I could see it being a repeat. I could see it being 1-0, but I can also see us not keeping a clean sheet against Tottenham. I'm going to say 2-1 United. Although, I feel 2-0. I do feel it. It actually just hit me. 2-0. I would love a clean sheet. I would love a clean sheet, but I don't care as long as we win, if I'm going to be honest with you. So, I'm going to say my final judgment is 2-1 Manchester United. I want Lukaku to score because we need him to just hit form because nothing else is hitting for us right now. So, that's about does it for me. I hope you guys did enjoy. Drop a like and subscribe if you did. It's been your boy Day. It's been Man United Talks. Follow me on Twitter. Follow the Man United Talks on Twitter. Game on Monday, boys. I'm excited. As long as we win, really. As long as we win. Anyway, it's been your boy Day. Deuces.